Hi, my name is Emily. I'll be guiding you through a gentle yoga class today. Before we get started, there's a couple of props that you may or may not want to use. If you have a block, we'll use that. Also, if you have a strap or a towel, we'll be using that in today's practice. And you can always use a blanket to elevate the hips at any point. As always, just honor your body and what you need in your practice. So if you need to skip something, modify, or just take a few moments of breath, always do what feels best for you. We'll get started on our backs. Make sure to place the strap over to the side so it's easy to access. And then just lowering all the way down. We'll bring the feet out to the edges of the mat, knees bent, and then allow the knees to fall in towards each other. And then taking the left hand over the heart and the right hand over the belly. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. And just taking a few moments here, collecting any scattered energy from your day, your week, and just allowing yourself to arrive on your mat. Just noticing how you're feeling, physically, mentally, energetically. Notice what expectations you brought on your mat with you. And just taking a few more rounds of breath here. So on the inhales, feeling the rise of the belly, ribs, chest. And on the exhales, feeling the fall of the chest, the ribs, the belly. So in your mind, on the inhales, belly, ribs, chest. On the exhales, chest, ribs, belly. Just taking a few more rounds on your own. Take your hands and just start to draw the knees in towards the chest. And gently rocking side to side, massaging the lower back and spine. And letting go of any tension that you're holding there. If it feels good, you can draw circles with the knees. And if you go in one direction, just switching it out. And then releasing the feet down to the ground, about hip width distance. We'll move into supine figure 4. Take your right ankle and place it on top of your left thigh. And then gently pressing the right knee forward. You'll feel a stretch in the outer right hip and glute. Notice how it feels. If you want to deepen, start to lift your left leg up. And then the option to thread the needle, reaching the right hand through the hole and then interlacing hands behind the left thigh. Taking a couple rounds of breath here. Keep gently pressing the right knee forward and keep gently drawing the left thigh closer in. And then release, and we'll switch it out. Take your left ankle to your right thigh, pressing the knee forward. Now you can stay here, or if you did so on the other side, start to draw the right leg up. Option, thread the needle. And you may notice that one side feels tighter, one side feels more open. Just noticing, observing what's going on in the body, letting go of any judgment. Take 2 more full deep rounds of breath here. And then gently release the feet back down to the ground. Now take a hold of your strap. We're going to move into a hamstring stretch. So taking the strap to the ball mound of your right foot, and then extending the right foot up towards the sky, and one side of the strap in either hand. Flexing through the foot. Now the left leg can stay bent, or if it feels okay in your body, extending the left leg out. But the main focus is on this right leg, the hamstring. You can always bring a soft bend into the knee. And just keeping the elbows heavy by the sides. Just noticing where you feel the sensation and finding your edge. So that place where you feel the stretch and it's not too much, it's not too little. And then just hanging out there. The inhales finding length. And on the exhales, deepening. Keeping the breath steady and smooth. In through the nose and out through the nose. Take a few more full deep rounds of breath. And then take the strap into the right hand. We're going to allow the right leg to fall open. And we're keeping the left hip heavy to the ground. An option to draw the left knee up and in like a half happy baby with the hand just below the knee. So finding the stretch in the inner thighs and the inner hips, just allowing gravity to do some of the work for you. So letting go of that effort, of any holding or tensing. Really using your exhale to soften, to let go, to create more space in the body. Slowly returning back through center. The left leg comes back to the ground. Keep the right leg lifted. And then take the strap into the left hand, and you're going to allow the right leg to fall across the body over towards the left. You can extend the right arm out at shoulder height. Now, you may not need to go very far to find this stretch. You'll notice the stretch on the outside of the right leg, from the top of the hip down towards the heel. On the exhales, letting go of any tensing, any holding, any gripping. Take your time, slowly come back through center. We're going to take the strap, release it over to the side, and then slowly lower the right leg back down to the ground. Take your time. And then just pausing at the bottom, allow the body to feel heavy. Notice any differences between the two sides. Maybe that first side feels a little bit longer, more length. Let's take a nice deep breath in, fill up. And a nice open mouth exhale, let it go. Let's come into the second side. So take a hold of your strap and placing it to the ball mound of the left foot. And then extending the left foot up towards the sky. One side of the strap in either hand. The right leg can be bent or extended it out. Just make sure that the right hip doesn't start to lift away from the ground. And once again, elbows heavy by the sides, maybe a soft bend in the knee. Energy extending out through the heel. And you may notice that one side is a little tighter, one side feels more open. So once again, just noticing, observing, letting go of any of those expectations of what our practice should look like, what it should feel like. Really just allowing yourself to be right here in the present moment. So focusing on the breath, and the inhale is finding length, and the exhale is finding depth. And it may not look like much, but it's a sensation that you feel, that you notice. Just a couple more rounds of breath. Taking the strap into the left hand, allow the leg to fall open towards the left. If you did so on the other side, hug the right knee up and in. Remember, we're keeping the right hip heavy, so we're centered. Once again, focusing on the inner thighs. Keep flexing through the left foot, energy out through the heel. And the inhale is filling up. And on the exhale, softening. Just a couple more. Take your time, slowly return back to center. Strap into the right hand. Allow the left leg to fall over towards the right. Left arm extends out at shoulder height. Once again, remember, you may not need to go very far. Find that edge. Just making sure that we're not hanging too far back where we don't feel a stretch, but we're also not pushing past that edge. So we want to get all the benefits of our yoga practice rather than causing any more problems. Two more rounds of breath. And then slowly bring it back through center. Take the strap, place it over towards the side, and then slowly, with control, lower the left leg down. Pausing at the bottom, just becoming aware of how the back of the legs feel. Notice the heaviness of the body. Inhale through your nose. An audible exhale out. Take the arms overhead. Find a nice full body stretch, reaching wall to wall. And then gently rolling over to your right side for fetal position. Knees bent. And then take your time, press into the hands. And we'll find a comfortable seated position. At this point, you may want to sit on a block or a blanket to elevate the hips. And if this doesn't feel comfortable, maybe you have the legs extended further out from the body. Take a moment, sit tall, close the eyes, or soften the gaze. Feel the sit bones heavy, elongating through the spine, reaching the crown of the head towards the ceiling, and then just soften in the shoulders. Just taking a moment to connect in. We'll find a breath together. Nice deep inhale. Then cleansing, open mouth exhale. Sealing the lips, breathe in and out through the nose. You can keep the eyes closed or just find a soft gaze. Start to bring some movement into the shoulders, up and down the back a couple times. And then bringing the shoulders from the back to the front. Maybe this feels a little weird, a little uncomfortable. Just notice. And then shoulders soften down the back. Drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. And then coming through center and over towards the left. So a couple times, go side to side. Beginning to let go of any tension, any stress that you're holding there. This next time we'll pause on the right side. You can stay here or take the right hand, place it on top of the head without pulling. Just use it as a gentle weight. An option to extend the left fingertips down and out, creating a longer line of energy. Finding length on the left side of the neck, relaxing the left shoulder. Maybe you drop the chin down or send the chin up towards the sky and just find a spot that needs a little extra attention. And then gently release. We'll switch it out, come through center and then over towards the left. Taking the left hand on top of the head without pulling. Option, extend the right fingertips down and out. Relaxing through the right shoulder. Once again, if you want to find a spot that needs some extra attention, holding there, breathing into it. And then gently release, go side to side a few more times, or if it feels safe and okay, do a full circle one time in either direction. Rooting down through your right hand, side body stretch, reach up and over with the left arm, palm facing down, energy through the fingertips. If you want to deepen, start to lower the right forearm closer to the ground. Just making sure that the left hip stays rooted. So it's not lifting away from the ground. And then start to reach through center, traveling over towards the left. Left hand roots down, right arm reaches up and over. Keep the right shoulder softening down and the right hip heavy to the ground. Once again, find your depth. And just remember, it's not a practice of force. And then come back through center. Go side to side a few more times and just moving at your pace. Start to create a flow. You'll feel stretch in the back side body. Let's move through one more round. And then reaching the right hand up towards the sky and release it back down towards the ground. We'll come into a seated twist. Take the left hand to the right knee and then the right fingertips behind you, just at the base of the spine. First lengthen and then gently twist from the belly. Keep the spine long, crown of the head reaching towards the ceiling. If it feels okay, start to walk the chin a little further back. One more breath. And then release. Switch it out. Right hand to left knee. Left fingertips just behind you. On the inhale, lengthen. On your exhale, gently start to twist, keeping your heart lifted and your shoulders soft. Option to start to walk the chin a little further back. And then release, coming back in through center. Just take a moment, interlace the hands, and just start to find some figure eights. So warming up the hands and the wrists, we tend to ignore them, do a lot of typing at computers or texting, and just see if you can switch out the direction. And then take the hands, flip the palms to face forward, keep the shoulders plugged in, heart lifted, and start to reach the arms overhead, only going as far as it feels comfortable in your body. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. One more breath. And then gently release, open the arms up and release them down. We're going to move into a tabletop position. Stacking shoulders over wrist and hips over knees. You can always place a blanket underneath the knees if you need a little extra padding. Spread the fingers wide. On your inhale, cow pose, drop the belly. Roll the heart forward, lift the tailbone, and gaze up. On your exhale, cat. Pressing the earth away, round the spine, gaze towards your belly. A couple more times. Just starting to find your flow on the inhales, cow pose, and on the exhales, cat. Taking this time to really tune in to explore the body, noticing how you're feeling today. If it feels good, you can start to bring some organic movement into your body, or just continuing with cat-cow. It may look like moving the hips side to side or in circles. And if you find a spot of resistance, holding there, breathing into it. About 2 more rounds of breath. We'll return back into a neutral tabletop position. Coming in to thread the needle, the left hand is going to root down and then reach your right hand up towards the sky, open up. And on your exhale, we'll thread it through. Right ear and shoulder touches the mat. And then the left fingertips extend forward. Keep energy reaching through the left fingertips, pressing into the back of the right hand, breathing into the right shoulder. Option, you can take the left hand, reaching for the low back or the right hip crease. Breathe here, soften on the exhales. And then release. Take the left hand back underneath the shoulder, press into the hand, unwind, to open back up, and then releasing down. Second side, right hand roots, left arm reaches, and on your exhale, thread it through. Left ear and shoulder touches the mat, and then the right fingertips extend forward. This time breathing into the left shoulder. And if you did so earlier, right hand to the low back or the left hip crease. We'll release, right hand returns back underneath the shoulder. Pressing in, start to unwind, open up, and then release it down. Coming into downward facing dog, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back. Now you can keep a bend in the knees if the hamstrings feel tight. And just start to pedal it out, bending one knee and then the other. Noticing your hands, making sure you're spreading the fingers wide and pressing into all 10 finger pads. And then finding stillness. Shoulder blades glide down the back, and reaching the chest towards the thighs. Bring the gaze towards the hands, and then slowly step forward to the top of your mat. We'll find ragdoll. Feet are hip width distance. Bring a bend into the knees, and then reaching for opposite elbows. Allow the torso to hang heavy, and then gently rocking side to side. Any tension, any stress, just rolling off the shoulders away from the mat. If it feels good, shake your head yes and no. Come into stillness, release the hands down, and then take your time. Slowly roll all the way up to standing, stacking bone on top of bone. Head and neck is last to rise. At the top, shoulders towards the ears, and then down the back. Feel the feet rooted. Bring the hands into heart center. Take a moment, close your eyes, or soften your gaze. Returning to your breath, to your center. Together, inhale through the nose, and cleansing breath out. Seal the lips, eyes open, arms released down by your sides. We'll move through a sun A, reaching the arms overhead, palms face in, shoulders down the back, lifting it up through the side waist. Feel the belly draw in. We'll twist towards the right, keeping the hips facing forward. Reach the right arm down and back. You're twisting from the torso. So notice if this right hip starts to draw back, draw the left hip back, the right hip forward. You may not go as far. Energy through the fingertips. Keep the shoulders plugged in. And then return to center. Right arm sweeps down and up. Pause here. Take a breath. And then twisting towards the left. Left arm sweeps down and back. Keeping the hips square to the front. Twisting from the torso. Heart stays lifted. Find energy in the arms. One more breath. And then return to center. Arms reach overhead. And then forward fold. Hinge from the hips. Folding with the flat back. Hands to heart center. Now you can always skip this and just take a couple rounds of breath at standing. Fold in. Halfway lift. Hands can come to the shins, the thighs, the ground, or maybe placing your blocks right in front of you. Focus on finding a flat back. That might mean bending the knees slightly. Reach the chest forward and lengthen the tailbone back. And then gently release, fold in. With a flat back, rise all the way up to standing. Use your core. Arms sweep overhead. And then bring the hands into heart center. We'll pause here. Take a breath in. And a breath out. We'll move through again, this time connecting breath and movement. Release the arms down by the sides. Inhale, expand up, arms reach overhead. On your exhale, twist towards the right, right arm down and back. Pause for a breath. On your next inhale, return to center, reach up. And then open up towards the left. Take a full breath here. Inhale, return to center. And on your exhale, forward fold, hinge from the hips, lead with the chest, fold all the way in. Halfway lift, lengthen through your spine, and then fold back in, hang heavy. One last time, flat back, arms sweep out and up, float them overhead, palms touch. And exhale, draw the hands into heart center. Last time, release it down. Inhale, expand up. And exhale, twist right. Breath in and breath out. Inhale, return to center, reach up. And exhale, twist towards the left. Left arm down and back. Breath in and breath out. Inhale, return to center. And exhale, forward fold, hinge from the hips, dive it down. Last time. Inhale, halfway lift, find length. And exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise all the way back up to standing, use your core. And exhale, hands come into heart center. Pause here. Nice deep inhale. An audible exhale. Release the arms down by the sides. We're going to move into some balancing. Option to have a block and option to use your strap in just a moment, placing it over towards the side. We'll start by rooting down through your left foot, hands to the hips, and you can start by bringing the right toes to the block and just notice how this feels. So the weight is in your standing leg, your left leg, engaging your left glute, engage your core. Option to bring the hands into heart center. Find one point of focus. If it feels good, start to draw the right knee up to hip height, flexing through the foot. Now you can stay here, and remember the block is right there, or maybe you're standing next to a wall for some support. If you want to add on and challenge yourself, start to draw your chest towards the leg, so towards the right. See how that feels? If you want to add on, just like we were twisting earlier, extend the right arm back, and then extend the left fingertips forward. So we're connecting, balancing, and twisting. If you fall out, that's okay. Just refocus, stand tall, stand strong. Hands come back into heart center. Chest turns forward. Release the foot down. With control, arms down by the sides. Nice. Let's take a breath in. Exhale, let it go. All right, so let go of any expectations from that side and we'll switch it out. Right foot roots down, pressing into the right big toe. Take the left foot to your block, hands to the hips. Remember, firm up the right glute, engage your core, and then gaze at one point. That's going to help you balance. Now option, hands to heart center. Layer 2 is drawing the left knee up. See how it feels. Remember, the ground is right there for support. Now you can stay here or twist towards the leg, so towards the left, keeping the heart lifted. Now this is challenging, but really giving yourself time. Maybe you extend the left arm back, and maybe the right arm extends forward. Nice. Take 2 more rounds of breath. You can always pause for a moment, come back into it. Hands to heart center. Turn forward, coming out the way that you came in. And then release it down. Nice. Arms down by the side. And just take a moment, shake it out, let it go. So whatever happened, just wash it away. We have one more balance. You can place the block over towards the side. Now this time you can use your strap, maybe a towel. Now taking the strap, placing it just beneath the ball mound of the right foot. And then strap into the right hand, left hand to the hip, root down through the left foot, and just start to draw the right knee up. So we were here earlier. This is layer one. You can stay here. Or start to extend the right leg forward. Now it may feel good to have both hands on the strap, flexing through the foot. Maybe a bend in the knee if the hamstring feels tight. Once again, you can always use a wall or a table for some stability. Now you can stay here, or for challenge, start to extend the leg out towards the side. Now maybe you don't even need a strap. The other option is to keep the knee bent the entire time, holding onto the knee. So find what feels best to you. Extend the left arm out. For challenge, bring the gaze over the left hand. For 3, 2, 1. Come back into center. Take your time. Release the right foot down to the ground. Release the strap. Arms down by the sides. Feel both feet rooted. Notice the connection to the ground. Coming back to that sense of stability, that sense of firmness. Inhale through the nose. Cleansing breath out. All right, just one more side. This time strap underneath the ball mound of the left foot. Root down through the right foot. Hand to the hip. Draw the left knee up. Now remember, you can just hold the left knee, especially if you don't have a strap. All right. Option to extend the leg out for a challenge. Remember, go to the point that feels best for you. All right, option if you want to open the leg up, the leg can stay bent. And then maybe the right arm extends out, flexing through the foot. Maybe bring the gaze towards the right for a challenge for 3, 2, 1. Hand to the hip with control, slowly back to center. Release the foot down. We can release the strap towards the side. And just take a moment, shake it out, let it go. Remember, it takes time, it takes practice to work on our balance. All right, let's make our way back down onto the mat. So we're going to lower all the way down. If you have 2 blocks, option to bring them with you. We're going to come into Supta Baddha Konasana. It's a hip opener. So lower all the way down. And soles of the feet together. Butterfly the knees open. If you have blankets or blocks, placing them underneath the knees or the thighs. And then arms down by the sides. Palms can be facing up for receiving energy, or palms facing down to ground your energy. Close the eyes or soften the gaze. And just allowing yourself to slow back down. Feeling the gentle rise and fall of your belly breath. And just noticing the subtle. Becoming aware of your own heartbeat, your own life force. Noticing the cooler air on the inhales and the warmer air on the exhales. Take a few more rounds of breath. All right, take your hands, gently close the knees together. You can place the blocks over towards the side. And then find tabletop legs, knees over hips. We'll come into an easy twist. Drop the knees to the left, scoot the hips towards the right. Now you can always take a block, placing it in between the knees or underneath them for added support. Arms can be in a cactus shape or extended out. Option to drop the chin towards the right, completing the twist into the cervical spine. Just gently wringing out the body, rejuvenating the spine, wringing out anything no longer serving you. A thought, a habit, some physical tension. Gently come back through center and switch it out. Drop the knees to the right, scoot the hips towards the left. Option to gaze up or drop the chin towards the left. Just returning to an easy, natural breath. Letting go of any lingering effort. On every exhale, softening a little bit more. And then gently come back through center. We'll find happy baby, grabbing behind the thighs or the calves or the outside edges of the feet. Keep the low back connected to the ground so the entire length of the spine is pressing down. And just gently rock side to side. If it feels good, extending one leg out and then the other. And then take your time, draw the knees in, giving them one final squeeze. And then releasing into final Shavasana. Allow yourself to take up space, get heavy, feel the support of the ground beneath you. Letting go of any lingering effort, relaxing fully and completely. Relax your forehead, soften your jaw, relax your eyes, releasing the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. And any lingering thoughts, ideas, stories, or plans simply arising and then floating on by. Feel free to stay here for as long as you need. Otherwise, I'll guide you out when it's time. Start to bring movement into the fingers and toes, deepening the breath. And if it feels good, take a full body stretch. And then gently rolling over to your favorite side. We'll press up to a comfortable seated position. Sitting tall, close the eyes or soften the gaze. Hands come into heart center. Thumbs press into the heart space. We'll take one last collective breath. On your inhale, fill up. And on your exhale, let it all go. Gently bowing forward, namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out and enjoy the rest of your day.